Well, all right. So yeah, I guess we can start. So my name is Hightech, of course, and on this live stream, I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market, what I think about it regarding 11 years of my experience, and in between the line, I tell you what is Hightech, this meme coin with this mint address here, and why maybe just maybe you should be interested in it. So yeah, let's start then. Let's start. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the live chat. I have those live chats right here. I'm live streaming to 5 different platforms at once, and to one I actually live stream twice, which is YouTube, of course. But I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure this one is consuming me bandwidth, but maybe not. Okay, maybe I'm just paranoid. Anyway, so yeah, yesterday, or actually several hours ago, I was trying to do a live stream too, but unfortunately, I had some problems with my ISP. Those problems seem to be gone by now. I have not experienced any cutoffs since I woke up, so hopefully that's gone. And yeah, as you see, Bitcoin dropped a little bit, slightly, right? And probably people are panicking. I checked my YouTube feed, and I see a lot of materials talking about a bear market, right? There is a lot of analysts, let's say, on on X calling for a bear market right now, which is very very early, to say the least, because when we look at the daily, for example, to call a bear market 14% from the top, that's something very precise, very very precise, amazingly precise. That's such a high degree of precision that would fail several times already if we just look at this afternoon we've been having, right? So I watched like literally 2 minutes of Crypto Banter. I don't know if you know Crypto Banter. He's one of the largest crypto YouTubers. And he was quoting one of the guys he follows. I don't remember his name because I don't memorize all of them. It doesn't really benefit me anyhow. But he was talking about one of those guys that supposedly have quite a good record in predicting what market will do. Me myself, I also have quite a good record. Probably not worse than that guy, because most of us get things right like half of the time. And according to his criteria, we should have a bear market. We should be entering a bear market, right? But unfortunately, according to his criteria, theoretically, we're supposed to enter a bear market here, 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 and now enter a bear market here. So it failed multiple times, right? In the past. So that criteria. So that is why. Yeah. If I were you, I would hold my horses just yet. I think it makes no sense, even for Bitcoin, to start a bear market now. I think bull market will last quite some time to go. It still has a decent amount of space to keep running. And when it comes to the altcoin market, that makes little to maybe even no sense to start a bear market now. I mean, as of yet, as you see, this daily is red. When we take a look what is going on under closer inspection, we are back to this narrow band in between 245 and 250. But yeah, this is like a surface layer of this quite thick support zone on the chart. So that's why this is definitely nothing to worry about. I mean, we would have to literally go below it, stay there a little bit, consolidate, and display some proofs that we are having difficulties in even coming back to the zone, right? To the white band here. So that's why, yeah, I have a very hard time believing that altcoins will not see any kind of a bull market. That goes literally against the rules of how markets work in general. You know, everything is possible, but certain things are improbable. And it's a good practice not to bet on things that are highly improbable. That does not mean they never happen. Like Russian roulette, you have less than 17% of shooting your head off, yet nobody is playing it, even though probabilities are fairly low, and nobody plays it for a good reason, because from time to time somebody somebody dies, playing stupid games, winning stupid prizes. So yeah, true, but this is not like we have opportunities like this one. I don't know, every 5 minutes, right? So that's why yeah, I don't buy it, to be honest. I totally do not buy it, even fundamentally speaking, considering things that are around the corner that we know about already. We know they're around the corner. We know those are coming, right? The stablecoins regulations are on the rise all around the world. Practically all of the regulations you see, all of the bills introduced all over the globe in recent I don't know, month or two, because in most cases that's a very, very new thing, focus around stablecoins, as a matter of a fact. So that is telling me stablecoin adoption is a real thing coming to global TradFi. And that's super huge for altcoins specifically. So yeah, like I said, I just totally don't buy it. I'm sorry. I totally don't buy that we are about to see a bear market. And I remind you, I have 11 years of experience in this field, in trading cryptos. It's not like I've been right all the time, of course, absolutely not. I even repeat you every single live stream, I do not trade the cryptos manually. I have my systems from it. I mean, for doing it. For a good reason, because it's very easy to read things wrong, especially if they are not at extremes, right? When they're at somewhere in the middle. But now I see them at extreme point, especially altcoins. I see altcoins at an extreme point. Altcoins are definitely extreme overbought right now, the vast majority of them. And even if some are not, it will still affect them positively. Why? Because once somebody makes a good buck catching one pump, then people start to look out for another pump, and sometimes their guesses are quite bad, but that still pushes the price of their choice slightly higher, right? So yeah, that's how I see it. And Bitcoin dominance to a certain extent confirms it, because it's not acting very aggressively, even though it definitely could. I mean, as we know it, altcoins tend to way overreact to what Bitcoin does. Yet Bitcoin went down, and Bitcoin dominance went down too, slightly, of course. Nonetheless, it did go down. So again, in my eyes, that's a sign of strength. That's a sign of strength that is coming, altcoin strength that is coming from the fact that they've been extremely overbought since Friday 10th. So yeah, Friday 10th. Sorry. So yeah. Share, like, and subscribe, guys, and of course, ask me questions in the live chat if you've got any. I love when my public is interacting, with me here. That's the meat and potato of this channel. That is why the format is as such, so we can have a live conversation here, a live interaction. That's why I do not make a static material, like well crafted videos edited and stuff, because and then videos sorry for that. And then edit them and answer in the comments, because that's boring. I think it's much more fun to meet here online, every day, and have a live conversation. So yeah, let's take a look how TradFi is about to open. Let's take a look at SPY and pre-market. So for now, pre-market is slightly lower, but not much. That does not really change anything, but we'll see how it acts, later on. So far, so good. We still have some time remaining, couple of hours, 3 hours remaining. So it can flip, it can change. We can have pre-market, before opening above yesterday's close. That's perfectly possible because we stay in a very close vicinity of yesterday's close. But it is very easy to tell there is no major sentimental shift in the TradFi space, since we are so close to what it was just yesterday, right? So yeah. Okay, let's take a look at how liquidations are doing. What are the numbers in derivatives market, which I always repeat to you to avoid. I always tell you to avoid futures trading with leverage. Trade only spot. If you are so precise that you can stay afloat trading futures, trade spot. You will kill it anyway, and you will have no risk of getting liquidated. Okay, so below $100 million Ethereum and Bitcoin, respectively. So it's not the highest. Definitely not the highest. And what is the liquidation heat map right now in this situation? How much has it changed? I'm guessing that liquidity came down a little bit. But let's see if it loads up. Okay, so far at least I do not get any disconnection, so that's good. Like several hours ago, it was disconnecting me constantly. Okay, but this is 24 hours. I want a bigger scope. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, it came down a little bit. I think yesterday we did not have this much empty space around here. It definitely looks more thick. Definitely looks thicker here above the price. So yeah, I mean the situation looks quite. I mean it is quite clear. The greatest incentive is above the price. So I mean the incentive for market makers. So yeah, they will be going. They will be going for that. Maybe just for a short moment, some liquidity appeared below the price. That's why we dipped. Although here we don't see it. I would definitely not bet on huge moves down from here. To be honest, I think it is much more likely we will go up, even sometime today. This is what I've been forecasting for this week. I mean, we have cooled off enough, so I have a strong, very, very strong bullish bias. And the more I see people are talking about a bear market start from here, the more bullish I am. Because, like I said, it just all adds up for the completely opposite direction that is pointed at right now. Guys, share, like, and subscribe, and of course, comment. And of course, comment. Ask me questions in the live chat if you watch it live. I'll be live streaming sometime later today, probably as well, unless I get some problems with my ISP again. Hopefully not. So yeah, some it could look a little bit scary. What you can see on Bitcoin chart. Worry not. First of all, this daily candle is still young. It's not even 50% complete. And yeah, so far we didn't even made a lower low on the daily, so it's definitely premature to be calling for another deep attempt, even not even to mention a larger move. So I'm positive, right? I stay positive, and again, my motivation here, my main reason is that altcoins are definitely oversold, above any doubt. Altcoins are definitely oversold, but today they're reacting somewhat extensively, as you see, and there's very few green bubbles. I think that there's a very decent chance later today it will flip green again, and it will even turn into a very strong green. So yeah, now it's maybe difficult to give it a benefit of a doubt, but I think that's quite possible, and quite probable. Yeah, don't forget, guys, about the sponsor of the channel. That's Hightech Meme Coin. In the description section of this live stream, you can find a tutorial on YouTube how to get yourself some. Of course, I do not encourage you to overinvest, rather the opposite. Throw something small at it. This is still a very, very small market, so it has a huge upside potential. I see last transaction was for $85, but that's probably from a person that knows me already, watches me already for some time, so that's why they decided to put in a little bit more. But generally speaking, I rather see you, I don't know, adding like $5, like this guy here, or even $1 something, $1 and small change, like this guy here. That's perfectly fine because I don't want to. Well, I don't want the people to be overly, nervous because in this stage of development of this market, the volatility is still huge. That of course gives you many opportunities to average in your position. But if you go, with large amount of money and you see it melting, from within few days, it's very difficult to stay positive. Um, if you were betting on just buying it and then observing green only, that's very very unlikely to happen in any kind of investment, including this one. So that's why it's much better to throw less, and then eventually, if there is any negative volatility in between, then just average in, right? With small amounts. Here I think win-lose ratio is one of the best on the whole internet. So the upside potential is immense. You don't have to be bet big here. If I'm right, and of course I believe I am right, you don't have to be bet big here to make it money, make it turn into something countable, something tangible. So let's take a look at sentiment. But judging by yesterday, it's probably slightly higher, yeah, because yesterday was very green. If this day continues like it is now, of course, all of those indicators will cool off even more than yesterday. So now crypto fear and greed is at 33. That's still very low. Considering that we are like literally, few percent from all-time highs on Bitcoin. Altcoin season index is very, very scared below 30. That's literally, full trousers. And that's good. That's another indicator that we shall see a very strong rebound in the altcoin market. I mean, there is too many signs in the sky that there will be a very strong move up in the altcoin space. Yeah, today I'm without my phone, so that's why I have to keep reviewing, keep looking at those live chats here. Because if anybody writes anything, why am I without my phone? Because I cracked the screen. I just sent it to repair. Fortunately, that wasn't the latest model. I never buy the latest model, so it's not that expensive to get it fixed. But I'm pissed as hell anyway because I hate waste. I hate to be wasting whatever. I have that kind of a character that if, even if it's like I don't know 1 cent worth and I see it's wasted away, then I suffer inside. Okay, yeah, let's go over maybe to X. Let's see my timeline. Maybe we will find some of those. By the way, I haven't checked the sound. Well, I hope it's fine. Hours ago. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, okay. Nothing to worry about. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's go over to my X timeline and let's see what today brings us. President Trump said one day Bitcoin will overtake gold. It would have to go to $1 million in order to achieve it. By the way, I think gold went to all-time high again. Let's take a look at tokenized gold. Did it? No, it didn't. Actually, I didn't. It was higher before. Okay, you know what? Let's take a look at like this. Okay, yesterday, right? According to TradFi charts, yesterday it was all-time high. 4,381. But tokenized version went up higher in a spike almost to 5K. But that's because this trading pair on Binance is fairly illiquid. But as you see, it's behaving somewhat similar to what Bitcoin did. So it was about to continue the rally, then it got dumped. But it did not create a lower low. Actually, yeah, I mean this scope here, right? We did not get a lower low, at least not yet. But yeah, gold probably will correct at some point and quite heavily. We'll see if that coincides with Bitcoin. That is not a must. But once that happens, if it coincides with Bitcoin, then probably it will drag down altcoins too. Once that happens, we'll have at least a strong bounce in the altcoin space. And those are, of course, always opportunities. As long as you don't forget about taking profits, right? The biggest problem in this space is that people don't know when to take profits. You always should be taking a little bit of profits. Once you get lucky enough to allocate well your money to something that went dozens of percents up, take a little bit of chips off the table. Publicly traded Batmine Immersion buys another 63,000 Ethereum worth $251 million. That was 6 hours ago. That's cool. By the way, what about spot ETFs inflows and outflows? Or actually, net flow. Yeah, that's how it's called. Okay, slightly in minus, slightly negative on yesterday. That was Monday, of course. Today is Tuesday. Yeah, am I right? I think it's Tuesday. It is. So, yeah, it would be much better if we see it in positive, but at least it's a small negative. That's our takeaway for today from what happened on Monday. Bitwise launches Bitcoin ETP in the UK today. I think ETP is a counterparty of ETF, something among those lines. In every single country, it's called slightly different, so it's very difficult to keep track of it. Elon Musk's SpaceX just moved Bitcoin for the first time in 3 months. Okay, but to where? Okay, they just changed the address. That's probably for security reasons, nothing else. Fed just announced to host conference focused on Bitcoin. Yeah, that's today. Yeah, that is going to happen today. Later today, of course, in several hours. Sanae Takaichi, officially elected as Japan's first female prime minister. Okay. I wonder what that will bring. Hopefully not more taxation. That's the one thing you don't wish anybody, more taxation. BlackRock launches its first Bitcoin product for UK retail investors. Wall Street meets Main Street. Yeah, well, remember BlackRock has practically zero. I mean, when we compare how much they could allocate into Bitcoin, potentially they don't hold anything. They have like slightly above 6 Bitcoins. Yeah, you heard me right. 6. Not 60, not $6 million worth. No, 6 Bitcoins. So that demonstrates how serious they are. I mean, how much? No, maybe not how serious, but how much believe in Bitcoin, right? They just want to make fiat through it, but they don't believe in it. They have a good reason. Time will tell. What's my opinion about it? There is few angles of attack on Bitcoin that could result in quite a lot of trouble. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they consulted certain people and that worries them a little bit too much. It's too much of a concern, and that's why they don't want to really go big on it. They want to stay on the safer side of defense. Okay, this one we already have seen. Bitcoin is heading straight into massive sell walls. Yeah, but that was before we dumped? No. Here it looks like it was before we dumped. Yeah, but that liquidity will get swept for sure. Meaning price will have to go higher. I have zero doubt about it. It will be somewhat surprising if we first go down and later up, to be honest. I mean, everything is possible, but I don't know. I see it as something unlikely to happen. Guys, if you have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat. As you see, I'm checking it from time to time. If not, then just say hi. That's cool too. Tom Lee bought over 250 million worth of ETH yesterday. All right, but we still saw outflows from ETFs. But maybe he just bought the real thing, bought it directly instead of ETFs. That's actually better. So seems like the biggest story today is that Federal Reserve conference. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Tuesdays usually don't bring any massive news, so that's why it's probably easy to dominate Tuesdays with just some minor conference. Breaking insider Bitcoin whale just increased. That was 6 hours ago. Their short position to 121 million with 10x leverage. Okay. Yeah, they don't never copy trade whales because they are same as bot with their leverage trading as you are. They lose money left and right, tons of money. I think one of the best examples that is quite well known is, of course, James Wynn. That guy got wiped out quite a few times. President Trump says that was 18 hours ago. I'll make strong trade deal with China. Bullish for markets. I don't know why, but I read it bullshit for markets. Elon Musk postponing Grokkipedia version 0.1 launch to end of week. We need to do more work to purge out the propaganda. Okay. Grokkipedia? What is that? This is the first time I hear about it, to be honest. Sounds interesting. So some kind of competition for Wikipedia? Yeah, sounds like it. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you watch it live, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you can write me hi, that will do. That will be super nice in the live chat, of course, on whichever platform you watch it. Yeah, maybe let's switch over to Bitcoin. And we are squeezing the shorts now. That one was very easy to guess it will happen. So it's just swiping the liquidity, um, left and right on the way up. And probably altcoins are recovering because of that now. Yeah, those red numbers are melting. At least several I memorized are melting, so they are decreasing. I wonder how MLN is doing. Do I still have a trader on MLN? Remember, I showed you I had a double on it, so plus 100%. Oh, I'm still in a position on it. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing it will give me a second double. So far, to some of you, it could look like it will not happen. But I'm quite convinced. I'm quite sure it will give me a second double. So it will rebound and it will continue the uptrend and go high enough to give me a second double. One of the reasons is how this whole chart looks, right? This thing has been trending down for so long, just with minor, bounces here and there. It definitely has a lot of room for a strong recovery here. Few hundreds of percents, if not, a couple of thousands of percents. And this is a very similar picture to what most altcoins represent. That's why I'm so sure of altcoin season coming. Because for the last 2 years, what altcoins were giving us was all-time low after all-time low. So the more the altcoin market shrinks, or a given market of a certain coin shrinks, the easier it is to spark a pump there. That's the way it works. Why? Because the overall size of a market of a given coin, becomes much smaller. It shrinks, and because of that, it becomes more explosive. Less capital is able to push it up really, really high. Cointelegraph. Tom Lee's Bitmine bought another. Okay, this one we've seen already. This one repeats quite a lot on my timeline now. BlackRock sells 100 million worth of Bitcoin. Not BlackRock. BlackRock has no Bitcoin. This is IBIT, so this is BlackRock's customers. You see how inaccurate this space is? That's why it is so easy to get things wrong, because they don't mind serving you information, news that are they're not even standing in anywhere close to truth. BlackRock has slightly above 6 Bitcoin on their own balance sheet. Slightly above 6 Bitcoin. Senate to meet crypto CEOs. Republican senators plan their own sit-down with crypto leaders after the Democrats meeting, signaling growing bipartisan focus on U.S. crypto regulation. Blockchain.com aims for a U.S. stock listing via SPAC per reports. what do they do? I don't even know what blockchain.com does. And I'm in this space for 11 years already. Yeah. Yeah, but the space is for wide enough to, let's say, miss things that have been going on for quite a while already. Tether strategic advisor Bo Hines declares, "Never sell your Bitcoin." There is time. There is time to be selling Bitcoin if you're not a huge whale, of course, because then you will just dump the market. If you are just a small fish, yeah, it's better to sell Bitcoin when you have strong signals for it reaching the top. Over $250 million in long positions have been liquidated in the past 24 hours. Let's see how severe the liquidations have been since Bitcoin went slightly up now. Yeah, this wasn't a huge move, but definitely, slightly over 1%, but definitely some people got wrecked with this. Okay, it's just slightly below five mils on Bitcoin. Could be worse. But we've seen a whole days that had this amount of liquidations. Days that within 24 hours had this amount of liquidations on Bitcoin. But that's nothing huge. Yeah, practically no difference here. Not much. And what about Bitcoin dominance? How this one reacted to it? Okay, positive. Yeah, it went up slightly. Does this daily green now? Yeah, it's green. I will see how it ends up. If it closes like this, it gives an impression that Bitcoin dominance continues this climb up. But these are the many information it can be extended like this. There is many cases for it, right? How it can look. It can go like this. I'm talking about this kind of formation here that would be Adam and inverse Adam and information. I was talking about it yesterday. It's the most unlikely scenario is that we keep climbing up and we get close to that 63.31 or even 63 or even go above 60 something. That is unlikely. That is very unlikely. And 63 is very unlikely. It's extremely unlikely we will reach. Like in this fashion, in a slow grind up. We should see an aggressive collapse within days. This week we should an aggressive collapse on this chart. So yeah. Okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up for now. I don't know why, but I see my connection starts to struggle a little bit. Allow me to wrap it up for now. Share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to allocate something small into Hightech, the only project I promote on all of my social media. And like I said, like I promised, it will stay that way. So this is a meme coin with one influencer in the package. So only that alone makes it quite unique. And yeah, and other than that, I mean, don't over allocate here. Throw something small at it. And other than that, thank you for your time, and I see you.